When we see great architecture, we appreciate the little details, the bold design choices, and that very special and specific sense of awe that only amazing architecture can make you feel. But unfortunately, often enough, people miss out on the intricacies involving lighting design, which quite literally make these places glow and breathe a sense of life into them. Lighting design is essentially the soul of an architectural place. In this series, we'll be taking a look at how lighting design is implemented in a few of the more inspiring architectural locations. Leading us will be Yali, founder and principal of Collab, a Singapore-based lighting design practice. If you're flying into Singapore and the timing is just right, you'll see a glowing building from your window before you touch down at Changi Airport. Tucked away at the edge of the city lies a one-of-its-kind vault housed in a building that is anything but unassuming. This is the Reserve.
So the Reserve stores large amounts of physical gold and silver. And the reason we're doing that is because the world is changing. It's becoming less and less rule of law and more uncertainty. And in these environments, people are looking for a safe place with a safe asset that can be held. And Singapore is the right place. Our main vault room, the silver vault room, is 20,000 square foot with a 90 kilonewton flow loading. And that means I can stack silver 12 meters high. And so that gives us strategic quantity in terms of storage. When it comes to gold, we can store about 500 tons. I would argue we are probably also one of the most iconic vaults with many architectural awards which we have won. And international media is increasingly looking at us and equating us to precious metals in Singapore. So as a bigger scale, we're sort of starting to represent this idea of holding physical gold and silver in a safe place. And we have one of the best insurances in the world. I was very involved in some of the technical aspects of it, but mostly the functional ones. How much flow loading, what's the security, access, man traps, all of these things. But the design part, that is really all up to Wesley. Our agreement was essentially that this building has to win architectural awards.
Because traditionally, vault means something that's always secure, inaccessible, something that is always protected. Especially for the Reserve, it took us almost a good 2 to 3 months. Kian came up with himself as not a developer or someone who is exposed to the construction industry. He thought like a design brief would means was listening to some punk rock music, and it was like telling me, like, look, you draw some inspiration from this music. Dualities of many things, like it needs to feel secure and yet it's still open at the same time, transparent yet opaque, and all this conflicting information doesn't seem to work as a conventional brief that we had. We started with the stone material, which is the onyx, and we were exploring its properties. And what we like about the onyx is because it's dictated by nature, by its force and pressure of, you see the veining patterns of the onyx. We realized that it encapsulates the whole idea that what the Reserve or the brief is all about. It's about these cycles of financial renewal, because it was an original building that we retrofitted. So, with this, the whole entire onyx facade clad onto it, the original building just disappeared from sight. So everyone thought we just tore down the whole building and rebuilt something. Besides being a vault facility, you do have multi-functions in this building. Right? It has offices, it has a workshop, there's event spaces.
And there are people working inside. And a vault, that means everything is enclosed, that means no daylight and everything. So for us, onyx makes sense.
Yeah, because it's the only stone material that translucency for light to permeate through the hard surface material. And light could actually diffuse into the internal environment, and same likewise in the night, if you light it up, it diffuses outside.
When we were approached the first time, we were quite intrigued because it's a vault. There are not many vaults in the world. Interesting elements that we have to consider. Number one will be the facade lighting, which is made out of the onyx. Most of the time when we are designing backlighting of onyx, it's actually not that difficult, provided that we have backing for it. In this case, when the architect told us that he's going to expose the onyx, so that it can be viewed from the interiors, we were really shocked. So which means that we are not able to backlit it in a conventional way, but we have to find a way to conceal the lighting and yet provide very homogeneous, very uniform lighting for the entire facade. So to be able to achieve a full homogeneity for lighting is quite a feat. There are a few key considerations when thinking about it. Number one, we need to be sensitive to how much energy that we are using to illuminate this entire big facade. So we need to bear in mind like what is the most sustainable way to bring energy consumption to the lowest when illuminating such a large surface. Number two, we also need to think about how can we make the light source disappear, and since there is no backing to it and the onyx on the inside is completely exposed, so we were thinking of how we can work together with the structure and also create a bar, and then we have LED modules with very specific beam angles so that we can evenly distribute on one panel. So the onyx surface is actually quite reflective. It itself is like a glass, so it catches reflection. So we even have to study how the reflection actually looks like on the onyx themselves when viewed from the inside. It's pretty tricky because most of the time, people do not really like to see like LED dots and reflections on the material. We even have to customize covers so that we can make the LED module a perfect circle and really to cut down all unnecessary reflections.
So technically what we did is we are doing project management. We make sure the project is finished on time, on budget, right to the specs that the design architect are. And we have to do all the compliance checks of the building itself. So you make sure it complies with the authority requirements of Singapore. Interesting to know that actually not a lot of people have the chance or opportunity to design a vault itself, because the vault is something which is quite secure. Technically, when we took over the project, we thought that was a simple project. It was a B2 factory, and then it's converted to a gold storage and stuff like that. The facade was difficult because it was the onyx that's sandwiched between two glass panels. When I first walked into that room, it was clear to me almost instantly, because we already had built an existing vault, and our biggest problem was that the floor loading was only 10 kilonewtons. And so when I was told that 9 times the efficiency that I had in my own vault, and as I'm looking up 32 meters, I'm saying, well, we should have a viewing area up at 24-meter height. That was the first thing I kind of saw when I walked in. I did learn a lot about light. It seemed a very simple thing, when it started off. By the time we were done, I think it was a much more complex and involved art to make everything work. The effect is stunning. But I think, at the end of the day, we asked for a lot, and I think we got a lot. And so it was a very good experience at the end of the day. We definitely had everybody involved in the project had to have, I think, more work than we expected. And, I'm very thankful that Collab ended up sticking with us and through all of this, through some of the harder periods as well.
We got an expert in, which is Collab to facilitate on this. And importantly, because we never treated light as a second afterthought. That's always a common issue that we have for a lot of projects. For us, how light, besides the external materials, also goes into the internal environment, how it excites someone, how it invites somebody, how it comes, a sensory experience inside a space. We call it, the architects by the day and architects by the night. They are the architects by the night.
We know that light is important for any aspect of the project itself. Especially with this project, it was an external facade. It was supposed to shine through the facade onyx, and it becomes like a jewel. Yali did a good job to light up the whole light box. So from bottom you see is the lighter box itself.
So one of the key features of the reserve, from one of the VIP lounges on level 5, they call it the Silver Cliff. You can look down into the Silver Vault. It was very challenging for us. The reason being is it's a 30-meter tall volume. The racks that's holding up the silver They are 60 meters tall. When they need to draw the silver, they need to move around the racks with machines. So we wanted to create an experience. We are thinking, how can functional lighting then also be aesthetic so that we can meet the working conditions of the people working in the vault, and yet we don't need to have additional lighting for them. Silver Cliff, when they look down, they will see this amazing view of silver, without having to have like big floodlights over them. Every time when we complete a project, especially one that is, we manage to go through a lot of challenges, overcome it, and then we see it up and running, it's actually quite emotional. It's like, wow, we have come so far to get this done.